Let's talk about failure. Whether if you got a really bad grade at school, or even if you lost your job, or in case you moved from another country and you went from being in a really good job to an environment where you're struggling getting a new job, and apart from being unemployed, you are also lonely as let's eliminate that part. Apart from being unemployed, you also feel like the most lonely person in the world because you miss your family and friends, and you feel so dumb, and also you feel so good because you did this to yourself. And whoa, don't take this so personally. Okay. Thanks for reminding me this. I do not have to tell the ugly truth about myself. I know that. I don't have to show myself vulnerable, right? And show what is really happening to me in front of the camera. Nobody does that. It feels so awful. Yeah, right. You don't have to follow that stuff about something like you cannot move forward if you're not vulnerable enough, and that you cannot teach anything or have a deep conversation with anybody without being clear and honest about your own process. That takes a lot of courage, you know. Anyways, we were talking about failure before I was interrupted, and I was just about to tell you the top 1 tip that will help you overcome the failure. Even if I haven't figured it out yet, this tip is supposed to help us to overcome our fear of failure, and also if you are already in some situation that makes you feel like a failure, and it is called reframing the failure. First, I'm going to tell you what's the meaning of reframe. Reframe means to change the way something is expressed or considered. You cannot change your situation. Also, you cannot change what you did to yourself to be in that situation. So that's something that you must accept. The only thing that is on your hands realistically is to change your viewpoint, your perspective on that situation. Remember, frame is a rigid structure that you put around a door or a window or a photograph. In your own life, you already have the picture, but the frame where you are putting that picture can be either constructive or destructive. Let's have an example of that. Let's think about a time where you obtained really bad grades at school. Who hasn't been in that situation? The first thing you do when that actually happens is that you think of your grade or your score within a frame that says, my grades are a reflection of me. My grades are a reflection of my worth. So if my grades are bad, I am not intelligent. If my grades are bad, I am not worth attention or interest or care or love of anybody. And it can be either worse if you compare yourself to other people and say, well, if my grades are bad, I am not as intelligent as my other classmates. So this could lead you to very depressed moments in your life, and this could lead you to an spiral of negativity where you are more stuck on that situation and on that absence of self-worth. How can you reframe that situation? As you see, bad grades can mean a lack of intelligence on a frame that is very destructive, but it can also mean just feedback. It can also mean that your professors or your teachers are just giving you the exact skills that you need to improve yourself to be better each day. Also, this will help you to build resilience in your life. This is a very key skill that everybody needs to develop. As many times as you reframe your situation of failure, it is going to be easier next time. Remember, the thing is here to think of every challenge as a new opportunity to grow. Something that will help you to understand this is to think of yourself not as an static being, not as an object that will ever remain the same. Instead, you are a human being, you are in constant transformation, and you are always growing. But in order to grow, you need these kind of things or situations in which you feel like there is something to improve, there is something to learn about yourself in order to continue growing. Think of failure just as stepping stones. Just think of those situations as stairs that are helpful for you to move forward, to climb up those stairs and go to the next level of being yourself, but a better you. Even if this is something that I haven't figured out in my real life in this moment, I remember of myself back in the past practicing this kind of therapy to overcome failure. When I went to university, during my undergrad, I remember expecting the most of my undergrad's experience because I went to the supposedly was the best public university in my country, in Ecuador. I remember that the classrooms were really old. When it rained, the water leaked through the roof, and also we hadn't the enough space for everybody. The professors weren't as prepared as I thought they would be or as I expected. So getting into that university at first seemed to me as a failure, but then I remember that I used that situation in order to leverage my social and leadership skills. So I organized a lot of events and also fan collection for improving the building, improving the experience at university, a whole more enriching for everybody because we were all students participating on building our environment much more beautiful and adequate for us to study. That's why then I was invited to many institutions in my country to speak, like in the Congress of Ecuador, to speak about students and the students' rights, and I built some student organizations, and it was really wonderful, my experience in the university that at first I thought of as a failure. So this story will help you understand how to think creatively of your situations and give the best of you in any situations you are in. It also reminds me in my situation, actually I am going through a little bit difficult times in my life, but I am sure that we are going to overcome all of the situations we are all in. So I encourage you to put in the comments and share your experience. Also share what you have done to overcome failure so we can all learn. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe if you do so. And if you didn't like the video, please put it in the comments so I can improve myself also. I will appreciate that you do so. Thank you.